AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey,
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works. Sorry, I was waiting for you.
And I'm your co-host, Kyle Kerrigan.
Wow, I was that pause though. Anyways,
I had to match it.
yes, sir. I like it. I like the energy that we're bringing out here today. Man, what a beautiful day, man. And
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? As kids, when people say, "Hey, what's your favorite season?" and like kids either say like winter or like summer.
Yeah.
Realistically, for me, like I kind of was a follower back when I was a little kid, but I would have to say spring, dude.
Spring is your favorite?
I don't
Yeah.
know how many times where I came outside and I was like, wow, like what a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Beautiful weather, clear
Uh-huh.
skies, light wind.
Yep.
I'm like, and like and during the spring is the only times where I get those feelings.
Right.
And so I was thinking about it. I was like, man, actually, yeah, spring is my favorite time of the year.
Mine is still winter.
Still winter,
Still winter. Yeah.
because you got like you can wear like stylish clothes and layers and stuff, or
Well,
what?
yeah. Well, yeah. So like, not only that, but like, above 30 degrees and below 50 degrees is like where I thrive.
Really, where you thrive? Huh?
Yeah, that's where I thrive. Like, you know, I can go out.
I love how we got comments coming in already.
Oh, we got notes. Let's
The
see.
best season is summer. Oh, is when summer. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
It's not what's coming, it's what ends, right?
Yep.
I like it. All right. So, we do have a guest coming in. He's going to be coming in during the half hour.
Yeah.
He is a prior guest that we had. His name's Dan Aro, a.k.a. The Love Guru. But if you guys want to chime in, call in, chat, leave a comment, this is the number you call.
888-909-1050. That is 888-909-1050.
Yeah, you can also comment on Instagram
Yeah,
Live.
comment
We
on
are live right
Instagram.
now.
Yeah,
so
we're live right
thank
here
you
on
for everyone
Instagram.
who's chiming in. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about. But before we get into it, we got to do our sponsor.
Yep. SNJRadio.com. No negative news, no politics, just feel good music.
Yeah, SNJRadio.com is a radio station that plays all music.
All music.
All music. So,
It's run by a guy named Steve Naranjo Jr.
yes.
He's a very good guy.
Yeah.
Very nice guy.
And if you guys are looking for some positive quotes of the day, Kyle and I, we are on there. So,
You'll definitely hear us.
yeah, so he is our sponsor. So thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. So there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. The second half, we're going to be talking about like happiness and the things like that, because I had a conversation with Dan the other day,
Okay.
and it was very intriguing. And to give you guys a little sneak peek, a lot of people, they attach happiness to a goal or to
Right, yeah.
to something, right?
Right.
And so someone says, "Hey, I won't be happy until I make 10 grand a month, or I won't be happy until I make $1 million." So you're training yourself to be unhappy
Right.
the whole time, the whole process,
Yeah.
until maybe you reach that goal.
Well, not only that, but then when you finally reach that goal, it feels like it's not going to be enough.
Right. So
Yeah.
we have to change our mindset when it comes to happiness.
Right.
And so we're going to touch on that on the second half.
I think we should also change our mindset on how we think of goals.
See? And that's what we're
Yeah.
actually going to talk about now
Yep.
during the first half. So let's start out with you, Kyle. You bring it on the table. This is your conversation. What's up? Bring the topic in. And you guys can chime in and talk about your guys' mindset, or what do you guys think about our opinions and
You know.
our ideas on this.
But I can't remember when we had the show, but Ferran actually made a really good point. He said that happiness is attached to tangible things. You know, like you go out, everything goes good. You know, maybe you're out on a date, or maybe you finally get that thing you've always wanted. You know, that's happiness. Joy is that thing in the background that's consistent. So, you know, joy is where you want to be. You know, whether you live life, whether you know, just everything from a positive mindset to getting to know people. And joy is what spreads.
Right.
They say spread joy. They don't say spread happiness.
Spread joy.
You spread joy.
I like that.
You know.
And how can you, first of all, find joy in your life?
I think it took a lot of years, but I think the number one thing to love life is to first love yourself. If you don't love yourself, the person who you're with 24/7, then everything else is going to be rough, right? So once you learn to love yourself, once you learn to go out there and not be ashamed of who you are, then you feel like you can take on anything.
Yeah. I was serving the other night. By the way, if you guys want to come see me, I'm a server at the Tartan over in Redlands.
Tartan.
Really good place. I was working and I was thinking about it. I was thinking about my life, and someone mentioned that he did like coke over the weekend, and I kind of like shamed him, like in my head mentally. I wasn't gonna judge him like out loud or anything like that. I wasn't gonna be like, bro, you can't be doing that. Like, I'm not his dad, but I was reflecting on my life and the people around me, and I had a friend who died who overdosed on drugs, and he also used to do coke. So I kind of just put that all together, and I had a lot of people in my life die. A lot of my friends die.
Yep.
And I just feel like that circle is just getting smaller and smaller, like it's coming for me, And what really got me is that he was so young and he's gone. And I'm standing there, I'm serving, I'm at this restaurant, and I'm just looking around at all these beautiful people.
Yeah.
And like where I'm at, and knowing that I'm still alive,
It's a good feeling.
I was so, like, in that moment, I was so grateful.
Yeah.
It was like, it was crazy to me. I just felt so grateful for my life and just being alive. And, when I go to sleep at night, I thank God every night. I said, hey, first of all, thank you for keeping me alive still, because we've all been through some stuff where maybe we shouldn't have lived that one, those experiences. And
that's for sure.
It's just one of the greatest feelings.
It is, yeah.
And recently, the biggest trouble that I had was waking up. I would, hey, give me a thumbs up if you're just like me. Waking up at like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, sometimes noon or 1 or 2. Like, I used to sleep at my friends' houses, and I would stay asleep until 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And they would wait for me, like, bro, wake up, dude. Like, you're so, things like that. But I would say in the last couple months, I've been consistently waking up early.
Okay.
And there's a couple reasons for that. But, like, if someone who is sleeping a lot might have a sign of, like, depression. Because they don't want to be in reality. They don't want to live the life that they're in. So they try to go off and live, dream about their own reality or a different reality. So in the morning, I've been waking up early, one, because I have so much stuff to do, right? But two is because I'm so grateful for the life that I'm living, just being alive, first of all. Because even if you think your life sucks, if you think life is terrible, you can't change the outside.
Right.
You just got to change the inside. You got to change who you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like today we're talking about this show, talking about changing our mindsets.
Yeah.
That's what your frequency, right, is what you frequently see. And I say this all the time.
Yeah.
Life doesn't come at you, it comes through you. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Have you ever met someone who is super happy all the time and smiling, like genuinely a good person and happy, and they're like, yeah, this world sucks. No.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever met
Yeah.
someone who hates life, is depressed, and thinks this world is terrible, and be like, oh yeah, this world's amazing. Like, there's nothing but nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like you have to change your perspective
Mm-hmm.
because your perspective is your reality. Like reality is one thing, you know, like the world, it is what it is, but it is what you make it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, if you really say, like, I forgot that whole thing in your brain, but if you're like, oh, you talked about red Toyotas, and then you start driving around town and you start to notice all these red Toyotas.
Yep. Because that's what you're focused on.
Yes. So if you're
Yeah.
focused on all the bad negativity, all the bad energy, then that's all you're going to see.
That's all you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna be. Yeah.
right? So changing your mindset
Mm-hmm.
is the first step to what I think is happiness or joy, right?
Joy, yeah.
Joy. And so, but how can we change our mindset, right? It's one thing to say, hey, change your mindset.
Yeah.
But how can we change our mindset?
I think the answer is simpler than people realize.
You might be right. You might be onto something.
Okay. Now here's the thing, folks. Right. If you do something, the same thing every single day, it becomes routine.
Right.
Right.
Becomes a habit.
It becomes a habit. If you set your alarm for 6 a.m. every day for 6 months, and you turn your alarm off, you're gonna wake up between 5 and 7. It might not be exactly 6,
Right.
but you'll wake up
Around that time.
around that time. Okay? If you constantly tell yourself you're not enough, that you have nothing to offer for this world, then it's true. If you constantly tell yourself that, you now believe it.
Mm-hmm.
If you wake up in the morning, and this is why I'm a big believer in affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
If you wake up, even if you don't believe it, tell yourself you're enough. Today's going to be a great day. You're handsome, you're beautiful, whatever. If you tell yourself every day for 300 days, you don't have to make that routine anymore. That's just part of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's good habits and there's bad habits, right? And so the good habits are, obviously making it on time to work, making up your bed, doing dishes, And so sometimes we get caught up in life where everything, like, just not doing those small things becomes chaos. Because, and that's my issue, was, like, if there was a lot of big things going on in my life, like, that was negative, it was the small things that would tick me off.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting cut off, or or just going like, hey, I think I can go get coffee for 20 minutes, and leave. And it's like 30 minutes. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like those little things.
And you know what's crazy? When you're talking about getting cut off and stuff, like, if you got, okay, same scenario, here we go. You are going to work,
Yeah.
but you leave early to go to work,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You get cut off. All right, that might get on your skin, you blow it off, whatever.
Right.
Same scenario. But this time, now you're rushing to work,
Yep. It becomes serious.
and then someone cuts you off. Now you're pissed.
Yeah.
Now you're just
Yeah.
beyond mad. And again, it's about the mindset. And the craziest thing when someone says like how do you okay, how do I change, right?
Yeah.
The most common thing people say is wake up early. Like, why? Like, why wake up early? Let me tell you why. By the way, if you guys are just tuning in, it is 15 minutes past the hour. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCA with Kyle Kerrigan and Sam Works. We're talking about mindset and happiness during the second half. So anyways, people say, oh, wake up earlier. And why is that? Because when you are asleep, you're not conscious.
Right.
You're in the most comfortable, I would say, like, zone, right? You're
Right.
knocked out, whatever. And to wake up early is probably one of the hardest things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can work on that, if you can change that habit to saying, okay, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm sleepy, but I'm still going to get up this early and I'm still going to go, that makes every other task throughout the day a breeze. It's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Because waking up from dead sleep is one of the hardest things a human can do because
Right.
they're in a different state.
It's the mindset too. Like, you know, have you ever like, okay, both scenarios, you only get 3 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Okay. But if you put yourself in that mindset at night before you go to bed, I'm not getting much sleep tomorrow or tonight, but I think tomorrow's still going to be a great day. You know, everything's going to be good. We'll take it one step at a time. And you wake up in the morning, doesn't feel that bad. But if you start freaking out, I got 3 hours of sleep, I'm gonna miss that meeting, or I'm gonna say the wrong thing, or I'm not gonna fulfill the opportunity. You've already closed the opportunity when you said it. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you say you're not gonna make the meeting, you're not gonna make the meeting because you spoke it into existence.
Right. And there's a thing called self-hypnosis. Okay?
That's the thing. Yeah.
It's real easy. When you speak, when you talk, then you're programming your mind to believe whatever you're saying.
Yep.
Self-hypnosis. So if you're saying, oh, I feel tired, well, now your body's like, okay, he feels tired, so make him feel tired.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not going to wake up the next morning because I'm running late or I only had 3 hours of sleep. Okay, now let's program that in your head. It's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And so that's another thing. Okay, so waking up in the morning, right? Hard thing to do, but we should all try it. We should all do it. The second thing is when you go to the gym, right? People, when they say, oh, just go to the gym, da-da-da, it's going to help with mindset. Here's one of the reasons why. Your self-talk, right?
Right.
No one's going to the gym. Well, I can't say no one, but most people don't go to the gym and push past their limits and, like, think that it's easy, right? Because we're so in tune to having an easy life and comfortable life.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're at the gym and you're going hard, you're hitting it rough.
Yeah.
It's your self-talk,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you put yourself in a physical time of stress. Like, you guys would laugh if you guys ever go to the gym and like hear me talk to myself when I'm working out.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny,
That's a good thing, though.
you know, because the things that I tell myself.
Yeah.
You know, but so waking up when you're asleep is like that mental stress.
Right.
Going to the gym, and it's not do what you can, okay? It's do what you can't.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Because again, that self-talk. You're just going to, if you just push past those limits, and
Right.
research shows that there's a gland inside your brain when every time you do something that you don't want to do, it grows a little bigger, okay? And that gland in your brain shows to have a connection to longevity in life.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you get older, your body starts to slow down and wants to shut off, right?
Right. It's
Over
about
time.
being out of the comfort zone.
But that gland is saying, I'm going to keep going whether I like it or not, right? Doing not what you can, but doing what you can't.
Yeah.
So you start to live a longer life because now your body's like, okay, even though I want to shut down and rest for eternity,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going, right?
Right.
And so you can apply this to relationships, right? Oh, I don't want to have that conversation with my lady, or I don't want to have that conversation with my husband.
Yeah.
Doing it, right? Or you can apply it to business. You can be even if you're a janitor, because like the worst thing is that when you have habits, okay, you look at the big scheme of things, but like what
Right.
you're talking earlier, it's the small things.
It's the small things.
It's
yeah.
the small things that really make the biggest impact,
Yep.
you know? And what you do to one thing, you do to everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so if let's say you're a janitor, right? Work sucks because, you know, you're out here cleaning toilets, whatever. If you're doing a sloppy job at that, then you're probably doing a sloppy job in everything else in life,
Yep.
you know? And so even when I'm like folding towels, like I might be a little crazy, but even when I'm folding towels, I try not to just, you know,
Right.
I can't cuss on the on the radio, but you know, be lazy about it,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's so many things when it comes to like changing your mindset. But it's all just like the little things.
It is, yeah.
Okay, you don't have to wake up 4 hours before like you're supposed to. Wake up half an hour before. Wake
Yeah.
up 15 minutes. If you like, let's say you wake up at 8 or even 10. You wake up at 10. You don't like that, right? Wake up at 9:30.
Yep.
9:45. You know what I mean? Small little movements, because you can't
Yeah.
climb a ladder that has pegs that you can't even reach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stairs that you can't climb because the steps are too big. It's all these little steps that are going to help you climb. And so, you know, I've made small changes in my life, and it has made the biggest impact in my life.
Exactly. And
The end. No, I'm just kidding.
you know, I had a pastor in Azusa once tell me, he said the worst thing you could do, whether you're a believer or a non-believer in Christ, is to be comfortable.
Mm.
Because if you are a believer in Christ and you're comfortable, then you don't need God.
Mm.
Or you don't think that you need him. If you're a non-believer in Christ, then you don't think you need life. You know? And so,
That's tough.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
And so, going back to what you said about going to the gym, you know, it's about pushing those limits, getting uncomfortable, because you can only grow when you're uncomfortable.
Right.
You know, therapy, I think therapy is great. You know, having those conversations, talking about the stuff that happened in your life that you don't want to talk about is, you know, getting uncomfortable is how you heal past those. You know, not just blocking it out. You know,
Mm.
you know, I think therapy should be for everyone, whether you think you're depressed or you're not.
Right.
You know, I go every once in a while. You know, I'll go twice as much if I'm depressed, but
Mm.
I'll go every once in a while because, you know, I feel like I need it.
Right.
You know.
And I have a buddy of mine who goes see a therapist quite often, and
Yeah.
I've asked him. I said, do you think that works? You know, do you think going to therapy helps you in any sort of way? And it does when you have no one to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, it does when no one's there to listen to you, to hear your
Right.
thoughts. And like I'm the worst at it because, excuse me, when my lady, when she wants to have a therapy session and I'm not realizing that it is one, and, and she's telling me all her problems,
Yeah.
I'm over here like, well, here's a solution. Like, babe, you're doing it all wrong. You know what I mean? And it makes her so mad and so frustrated because sometimes a good therapist just listens,
Right.
doesn't give you a lecture, right? Because it's about like releasing the energy, releasing the bad frequency,
Yeah.
so you can obtain the good frequency and good energy. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
And so, and one of the things is like, this lady, she was personal experience. She was like, hey, she's been pretty depressed recently. She just has a lot of things on her mind. And going back to waking up early, I'm telling you, she woke up just an hour before her usual wake up time.
Mm-hmm.
And that hour focused on herself. Like, she focused on herself for that hour. And whatever she needed to get done during the, like, before that hour, she got done. And she felt like she already had the whole day already.
Yeah.
And she was ready to attack those obstacles or attack those, you know, boxes. And I tell people all the time, I say, look, if you have an anxiety, it's because you're thinking about the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Depression is thinking about the past.
Think about that. Bro, start checking off those boxes.
Yep.
Bro, everyone has stuff to do throughout the day. And if you
Yeah.
don't, I'm pretty sure you're going to come up with something.
And it's that people with ADHD too, you know, people who have, you know, who grew up with those disabilities too, is because they didn't check that box on November 8th, 2007. So it runs through their head,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
You can check it off.
Check it off.
Check it off. Get help, you know. One of the biggest things in life people always struggle with is being afraid to ask for help,
I struggle with that personally.
you know. And once you get over that, you feel like you could lead anything, do
Mhm.
anything in your head, you know. You know, whether it's, you know, in therapy, you know, you ask for help from your therapist, or you're at the gym, hey, could you spot me, you know? You know, because sometimes you go to the gym alone, sometimes you go with others, You know, sometimes you go with others. They're working on different body parts.
Yeah.
And you don't have anyone to spot you. You want to hit that PR.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, at least 24-hour fitness. I know a good group of people between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. You can walk up to any of them, mid-set. Hey, after you're done with this, could you help me hit my PR? Oh, yeah, sure, dude. Heck yeah.
Kind of sidetracking here. It's a funny little story. I was at the gym a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Midday, and I'm about to lift some heavy weight. I think it was like bench press. And
Yeah.
I was trying to hit a number in my head, and I was looking around. No one. Bro, there's no one in the gym. And I was like, I'm going to hit this regardless.
Oh.
Because here's what's going to happen. If I can't bring it up, I'm stuck. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's kind of like they say that you only use like 10% of your brain at a time. Like you use every part of your brain, but only like 10% at a time. And it's like, okay, that's why kid, like, you ever heard of, like, excuse my language, guys, but like retarded strength, like kids with like kids with like Down syndrome, like they're like super strong.
Yeah.
It's because like they don't have like a mental capacity in their brain.
They don't have that block.
They don't have that block, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, okay, if I have a spotter, I'm automatically gonna have that block in my head. Like, hey, if I can't do this,
Oh, see.
I have someone help me. But I was like, for this one, I was like, no one's here. Like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
And if I don't even try, I get mad at myself. Because, again, it's not what you can do. It's do what you can't.
Right.
So I took the weight off, and I hit my number. My self-talk was there. My motivation was there. It was all there,
Yeah.
And I was super, super psyched. But when it comes to finding motivation, right, if you guys are in sales and you guys got to do those cold calls, or you guys got to go door knock, okay, what helps me is believing in God. Okay, faith. Because here's what happens, all right? So some people, the way they prep, the way they do stuff, this is what I do. If I'm out to make 100 phone calls that day,
Yeah.
right before I make, because I get nervous, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's easy, yeah.
I say a prayer. I'm like, hey, God, speak for me. Or like, because like there's nothing you should fear
Right.
besides God, right? So like, why are you getting nervous? Like, whining doesn't do anything. It doesn't give you more time.
Nope.
It doesn't give you good energy.
Yeah.
If you're scared and you're over the
Yeah.
phone, people can hear that. If you're nervous over the phone, people can hear that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, hey, just speak for me.
Right.
Like, help me get this done.
Yep.
And I'm on the phone. I'm confident because like no matter what, it's like I try to realize that like at the end of the day, there's nothing to be worried about.
Yep.
You're at work. Number one rule: don't complain. When you do your job, don't complain while you do your job. Why would you do that?
Yeah, because no one's gonna listen.
No one's gonna listen, and then you're just making it worse for yourself.
Yep.
And so I don't know. It's the mindset. Having a good mindset is hard. And people think, okay, once I can achieve this, life gets easier. No.
Yeah.
You just get stronger,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Life
Yeah.
does not get easier. You just get stronger. You have
Yeah, that's what Bruce Lee said.
Did he?
Yeah, he said, don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the endurance to live a challenging life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like where you're at now, it's all about input and output, right?
Right.
How much you give out is how much you receive.
Mm-hmm.
So you are in this position in life because you put yourself in that position.
Yep.
For most cases. Now, some people, like life itself, it throws curveballs, man.
Yeah.
But that's also a test. It's seeing how strong you are mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you
Yeah.
know? And you just got to keep going, keep pushing. And I tell myself that all the time. Keep pushing. When people try to give me attitude, don't take it personal. Just keep pushing.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. And it's okay. It works
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
because there's no reason to freak out, to worry, to be angry, you know?
I don't know why I just imagine like you in the line at like Cane's and people freaking out, and you just be like, hey, keep pushing.
Keep pushing. You know what I mean?
You know,
Like it's
I think they would get pissed, but you know,
it happens.
it happens. But
okay.
maybe you should have been pushing.
So we're gonna get a little sidetracked, and we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break here. But before we do that, I want to tell you guys a little something. So I told myself, hey, I want to read a book every month.
Yep.
That's my goal. Self-development books, right?
Okay.
And that's where I start. I've been doing good so far.
Yeah.
Right. I'm on a new book. It's called Meditations, and in the
Marcus
book,
Aurelius?
yeah, by Marcus Aurelius. And in the book, it says you should not read a book. You should read a book attentively. Don't read a book just to get the gist of it.
Right.
I was like, now my goal is
Now
not
not you.
Now I actually got to sit down,
Now you gotta
annotate,
keep
read the book.
pushing.
I got to keep pushing. Anyways, guys, there's a lot of good stuff we're talking about. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We're gonna be taking a quick 5-minute break, and when we come back, we're gonna have our guest here on the show.
Yes.
We're gonna be talking a little bit about happiness and mindset and things like that. Please make a comment, chime in, give us a call, do your thing. You listen to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
We'll be back in 5 minutes.
We'll be back in 5 minutes.
From the Bureau of Economic Geology, this is Earth Date. Eyes are not just windows to the soul. They've been key to the evolution of life as we know it. Predators develop binocular vision to give them better depth perception when hunting prey. As a response, prey developed eyes on the sides or tops of their heads for a wide field of view to detect predators. A raptor can spot a rabbit from more than a mile away. Butterflies see ultraviolet light to find flowers and mates. But there was a time long ago when life on Earth was blind. Then, about 500 million years ago, trilobites evolved. Much like today's horseshoe crabs, they scuttled around the ocean floor looking for marine worms or carrion to scavenge. And to help find food, they began to develop eyes. This amazing new capability allowed them to spread across the globe, adapt to different environments, and diversify into as many as 20,000 species, ranging in size from a fingertip to a trash can lid. Trilobite eyes forced other organisms to evolve defense mechanisms like locomotion and camouflage and eyes to compete with them for food and to avoid being eaten. Some scientists think that trilobite eyes encouraged the explosion of diverse life forms that led to the dinosaurs. Vision enabled trilobites to dominate the Earth for more than 100 million years, and although they eventually went extinct, vision has survived across the millennia. So next time you use your eyes, thank the lowly trilobite for getting the party started. I'm Scott Tinker, and this has been your Date with Earth.
Earth Date is produced by the Bureau of Economic Geology at the University of Texas at Austin. Earth Date is researched by Julie Hennings, written by Harry Lynch, and distributed by Mark Blunt and Casey Walker. For more stories, follow us on Facebook or visit earthdate.org.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com.
How you doing? This is Gary Garver. In today's society, the majority of people are not getting enough sleep. I know I'm not. If you're like me and having problems getting a good night's rest, whether it's health or stress related, I have a solution for you. South Pacific Sleep Lab. South Pacific Sleep Lab will do an evaluation of your sleep pattern and will provide a comprehensive study so you can start getting a restful, peaceful night of sleep. They take all types of insurance, which will cover your cost of the evaluation, and they will even provide transportation to their offices at no cost to you. For more information, contact Tony at 310-999-1887. That's 310-999-1887. Tony even stays awake all night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can sleep better and rest easy. South Pacific Sleep Lab. Start feeling better and getting a great night of sleep today.
Del Walmsley here. The first thing you're going to have to learn is that until you stop expecting our politicians or anyone else to change your life isn't going to change. The only person who can change your life is you, but you need to know how. Listen to my show, the Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. Right here on KCAA, now broadcasting on 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
And we have Dan Aro. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
he has like 10 different names. We can call him. At this point, we just make up a name for him.
Witness Protection Program.
There you go. Man, Dan, you missed a good first half of the show.
No, I heard it all. And
Oh,
I'm
you
hurt.
did? You're hurt.
I'm hurt. You know what I do for a living, right?
What do you do for a
Okay,
living?
I'm a janitor.
Okay.
After my brain injury,
okay.
after my brain injury, I couldn't do the analytics, right? So I went back to work and to see if I could order things. And I ended up with a janitor's job during COVID when nobody else wanted to work or was scared to be at work or whatever. And
Yeah.
so this is the meat. Talk about mindset. I heard it all.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to use you, Kyle.
Okay.
So how do you clean a toilet?
How do I clean a toilet?
Yeah.
With sponges and soap. So. Or like specifically, or like, are you looking for the process, or are you looking
comment?
for
I don't know. Just tell me, how do you clean a toilet?
Well, we start with comment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get the brush, go around the bowl, and
Sounds pretty good.
you know,
Why do you do it?
why do you do it? Because it's sanitary.
Is that all you got?
Huh?
Is that all you got?
That's
Okay.
That's good enough
so
for me.
the answer
Gotta keep
is because someone has to come along and sit on it.
yeah.
Now think about what you've just done. Talk about mindset. You have attached humanity to a task, a very rudimentary task. Now I used to ask that question when I'd get asked in companies to hire people.
Right.
All kinds of jobs. Everybody turn your resume down. That's why the person's here. No big deal, right? We're not going to talk about what's on the resume. We're going to enter into a conversation because there's so many questions you can't ask these days, right? Like
Right.
Legal stuff.
Right.
So let's just enter into a conversation. And the very first question I would ask. Now my dad had a janitorial business, so I started working when I was 12 in it. So that's why.
Yeah.
I use that. But I asked the question, I don't care if we're hiring for law enforcement, I asked that question in the interview. And the person that says, because some human being has to come along and sit on that, that's the person you hire. Mindset, right? Like even doing the dirtiest job on the planet. You know, I think the only thing that I haven't done is be that porta potty guy that's, rolling chit around the community all day long. That's the only thing I haven't done that was dirty. My daughters have me watching that show about the guy that gets into all this dirty work.
Oh, dirty jobs.
Oh yeah, that is just so great. And I'm like, done that.
What's his name?
Been
Mike
in
Rowe.
that.
Yeah.
I'm done roofs,
Yeah.
I'm in that right now.
I'm knee deep in it. Notice how I got around all the expletives, right?
Yep.
So, Dan, the reason why I brought you on the show, which you already know, because we talked a couple of days ago, and I was like, you should come on my show and let's talk about it, because some good insight that a lot of people they have like this veil in front of them that blinds them from what they really need to hear or see. And that really comes down to like happiness, right? Because when we were talking, you said that people, when it comes to happiness, they attach something to it, and because of that, then everything in between, you're unhappy.
You teach yourself to be unhappy 99% of the time. You think 1%, that $1 million that you just made is going to make you happy. No, you're just going to want more. You're going to want 2 million and 3 and 4. And then let's just say you continue to do that. Where's the end to that? To what end? How many millions? How much is too much?
Right.
Versus how much is too little. Something that's been popping up in my head all day long, because we've been studying that in biblical conversations, is the do not worry aspect. Now, we already know it causes stress, causes all this, right? So what does it really say in those words? It says, do not worry about what you'll eat, drink, or the clothing. It says, in these things, if you just chase after the Creator, you'll have all those things. Those will be given to you. But people misquote that, and they say everything. No. He said food, water, and clothes.
Yeah.
After that, it's all you. I wake up in the morning, first thing I do, I get up at 4 in the morning. And I spend about maybe 20 to 25 minutes just focusing my mind on being positive and stretching, at the same time. But I'm thinking, okay, let's see what this day is going to be like. Now, with my brain injury, there were days when I couldn't order my thoughts at all, and the entire day would go that way. If I had a bumfuzzle morning, I couldn't order my thoughts, and I couldn't pray, think, all of that. The whole day was going to be like that. What I learned how to do was to just ride through it. The next day, I guarantee I wake up, I can order my thoughts and keep going. And that was the key to recovery, is that not to allow the frustration to turn into anger, to turn into, just like we were talking about on the road. Now, the reason I put the motorcycle helmet over there is because who you talking to, man? Talk about
you
getting
get cut off all the time.
Oh, you know why? I ride like an old man. Now, I had a gal from work following me up the hill, back up to, and she said, the next day, she said, you rode that thing like you were in a car. You didn't zigzag through. She said, me and my boyfriend ride, and we zzz. And I go, yeah, you'll end up dead. A different mindset. It's not a toy for me. It's a daily driver, gas mileage, a whole different thing.
Life
it's not the adrenaline pump that I had when I was 16 on a motorcycle.
Right.
It's a whole different mindset. So even how you use the tangibles in your life, how you apply your mind to those tangibles and the usage of it, right? What are they for? What is money for, really? Do you even know what your end goal with money is, or are you just out there going,
Well, if we're going to be real here, my end goal, it doesn't really have, money's the byproduct, okay? But money is not the goal for me, okay? It's about establishing, excuse me, not even for my family, but in hopes for the whole world to understand between, like, everyone knows the difference between good and evil, right? It's you're kind of born with it. It's humane. But to practice the good and to push away the evil and to obtain all this knowledge about, like, what to do, how to do it, and the best way to live your life and be the person who you seek to be, which is the best version of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because I used to think, hey, I just want to get established and, after I rest for eternity, like, leave stuff for my family. But, like, leaving stuff for your family is so small, so minuscule.
Yeah.
Because everything around the world is affected, right? So now it's no longer just my family, but everyone.
So you're talking about legacy. What do I leave behind?
Right.
So that's a thought for you. With my brain injury and stuff, all I'm thinking about is this microphone right in front of my face right now. There's some things that you talked about, brain stuff, like the developmental kids, you know, and that they don't have that capacity, or that gland that's swollen. They find people that's swollen, like, you know, and that they just function that way and live longer. And there's things called telomeres. I don't know if you know what telomeres are in your DNA, but that's a strand in your DNA that provides longer life as well, the potential for it. Can you grow those, or are they just in your DNA?
You only have like a finite amount.
You know, so everybody's in a different place and stage, you know, in those things. But I think I told someone the other day, I said, look, the practical people of the planet don't like the dreamers.
Right.
And the dreamers don't seem to get along with, you know, the practicality. But I said of myself that I was always a practical dreamer, meaning that I would dream up something. Okay, I'm going to start an X business. And then I would practically kill myself in order to make that goal. And I'd make it happen. I'd make it happen.
Right.
And again, to what end? I always ask that question. To what end? Where am I going to go with this? So even with the brain problem, now it's starting to loosen up a little bit. You know, I'm starting to say, okay, look, I do need to plan, but I know how plans go, and they don't always, well, they usually don't always
Go as planned.
right? So it's a dream. You know, it's another way of a practical person to say, here's my dream. You know, but they don't want to be so flighty about it, right? They want to be, well, you know, it's practically, and I have a plan. When I was a financial advisor, in 6 years' time of giving that 20% of my time when I had a business over here on the side, and I was doing that too, that was only 20%. But of the 20% of the people and clients and stuff that I had, there were only 2 people that retired like I had set out for them with their plans. 2. Everybody else had death, illness, you know, human stuff happened to them. Divorce, brain injury, right? So that's real life, you know? So talking about self-deprecation and depression and all that stuff, okay, there are levels, like clinical depression. I have a daughter that has that. That is no way. That is like the Achman Brahman of depression, dude. Yeah. We sit around and go, oh, I'm depressed. That is nothing comparatively to clinical depression, where you have this feeling like you're going to kill yourself if you don't take the medication, or if you don't, right?
Right.
A different world, right? Different degrees. Mm-hmm. So, you know, this thing about sleeping and laying around depression, you're right. You're right. I mean, on one end, I have to rest for brain recovery. I have to get in deep REM. I have to sleep at least 6 hours, at least, a night. Yeah. If I don't, I'm wandering around, you know, like dropping stuff and saying things that I probably shouldn't be saying.
Putting your phone in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Okay. You know. It's like playing treasure hunt, you know. Treasure hunt with yourself is where to put that, you know. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
So I mean, I'm 60, and you guys are talking about something that.
Wait, you're 60?
Yeah, that I was talking about.
You're only a day over 43.
When I was 25. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, it's just a cycle, right, of stuff. I gave you some CDs of a guy that was popular. I mean, he was the 19-year-old that made his first $1 million in real estate. So he was like the first wave of those people that come along and teach you and try to motivate you and all this stuff. And he was a motivational speaker, right? And back in the days when they didn't have those.
Right.
But because of his story, right? And you see that over and over again, the Ramseys, all of that. And not to say that they don't know what they're talking about, yeah, but it's a consistent thing that has to be done in your life. If you say, okay, I want to be practical about money, then be practical about money. Save. You can't afford not to at times. You're looking at a person that was completely leveled on all issues, money, relationship, all of those things. Except for, as Kyle had put it when we interviewed the last time, the spiritual side. That got me through. When I was the atheist guy, if all of this would have happened to me, I would have killed myself. Because I was functioning all on me, right? I made myself that guy, that successful business person, that what. So when it all starts coming apart, the waves of life, right?
Then you only have yourself to blame.
And so you kill yourself. It was all you. You have no hope outside of that brain between these two earmuff things, you know. You don't have anything left, you know. With that hope outside, there's always more. There's more opportunity. There's more time. You know, we talked extensively about do we look at the clock and say, okay, we've got enough. That's radio.
Right.
We only have 5 more minutes before the right comes on as it ticks. But we actually move through time. We're not bound unless we allow ourselves to be bound by time.
Right.
And we do it for reasons, right? So like you said, we got somebody else coming on afterwards. You go, okay, fine. We do it logistically, if you will.
Yeah.
But the reality is choose.
Right.
When I wake up today, well, how hard, how easy is it? Like you said, it is relatively easier than people think. Make a choice. You know, have you ever stopped doing anything cold turkey? Old school word, right?
I have, yes.
I have, yeah.
Right. It doesn't have to be something big or whatever, but you have the ability to go and stop.
Yep.
Now, I don't mean you're not going to have the jitters and you're not going to be, you know,
having withdrawal.
Yeah, you know, salivating and twitching and you know all of that.
My first 2 weeks were rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you make a choice. You take a stand because you know you have to. We talked before about drive. Extensively, drive. It's like, well, can you teach it to people? Well, you have to want it. So I'll tell a young person, you have to go and find it. You have to dig it up, understand what it is, and get it. You need drive, right? Because then when things get rough, you know, oh man, I'm just not selling enough. I'm not enough. You know, you start self-deprecating again. Worst thing you can do in your own head.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a guy that I know who, instead of wakes up in the morning and does his gratitude, he's, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this. He wakes up in the morning and he reflects on the things that he regretted the day before and make sure he doesn't make those same mistakes. You know, and it took me a long time. I was battling with myself when I used to vape and smoke and all that. All the time. My subconscious.
Yeah.
I was fighting it. My subconscious telling me, hey, don't smoke, bro. Don't do this, don't do that. I was self-sabotaging myself knowingly and willingly because I didn't have self-control.
Right.
Can I say something real quick because it's time? I had a young person in my life. I knew him since he was 12 years old. And at 24, he killed himself in front of his friends over a drug overdose, a cocktail, if you will, Oxy, Fidel, all of this stuff. And 10 days before he died, he came and talked to me and he said, I've been to, Anonymous twice and it's not working. And I told him addiction is like that. You get a day clean and then a day, you fall off the wagon. You get 2 days clean. You keep doing it. You don't give up until you keep getting more and more spaces in it. And then ultimately you have enough space where you feel like, I don't want to do that anymore. Or I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because if you give up,
it's about the rebound.
You're dead, basically.
And you can always tell yourself, instead of saying, hey, I can't have that, you can say, I don't want that. Because if you say you can't have that, that means you're being restricted. That means you want it, but you can't. But if you say, hey, I don't want it, that's you telling yourself, self-programming yourself that you legitimately don't want it.
Yeah.
So looks like this is it, guys. We're closing up. Dan, I thank you for coming during the second half. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. God is good.
God is good. God is great.
God is
Thank you
good
for
all the
this
time.
Beautiful day. Happy Sunday, everyone. Stick around for Ferran's show at 8 o'clock, and we'll see you guys next week with a new guest on Whatever Works, KCA.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're round it. Everyone falls down sometimes, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
KCAA, where every day is a great day.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Spear, a licensed agent with Litchfield Insurance Associates here in Beaumont. A large portion of Americans don't have life insurance or don't have enough. Whether you need a temporary policy, something to help with income during retirement, or making sure your final expenses are taken care of, having life insurance is an act of love and security for your whole family. Having a local trusted agent makes navigating through the sometimes complex world of life insurance so much easier. And I would love to be the one to help you. I'm Kaylee Spear. For your free consultation, people are calling 951-769-0005. 951-769-0005.
KCAA and KCAA Internet Television, the station that leaves no listener and no viewer behind.
Indy's Demolition in Huntington Park encourages listeners to shop small business and buy local. Buying from small businesses improves the health of our local economy and our nation. Jobs are created, homes enjoy stability, and local businesses support one another. So, before visiting the mega chains and internet super warehouses, think local and invest in your hometown. That important community reminder is from Indy's Demolition. Call 323-835-6710 for Indy's Demolition in Huntington Park.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau Arco Super Tea helps build red corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer dies in oxygen. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea